What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. A new season is upon us now. Very short wait now till the beginning of the season. Arsenal kick off the season tonight against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, but the real game, the real kick-off of the season is tomorrow, 3 o'clock at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I cannot wait. FPL teams are done, season predictions are done, and that only means one thing, and that is the start of the new season. I am absolutely buzzing for it. Absolutely buzzing. We all know who we're playing. It is Southampton at home. And it's a game that we actually lost last season when you look back. I mean, we took the lead, didn't we? We went 2-1 up with about 20 minutes to go or something like that and ended up losing 3-2. How do you assess this game coming into it? And how excited are you for the start of the season, first and foremost?
Look, the season is nearly upon us now, and I haven't been this excited for a new Premier League season in a very long time, despite the fact that, you know, my love for football always gets me naturally excited for every season anyway. But look, the way we've gone about our summer business, the fact that Antonio Conte's at the helm and he's had time now to work with these players, and they seem to be getting better and better the more time he has with them, and especially like the more time he has with on the training pitch with them. His methods are clearly getting into the players. I'm really excited as well how the new signing is going to integrate into the squad. They should add real quality depth. It might take them maybe a couple weeks to getting starts and whatever, but I really believe that it's going to add something different to our squad as well. And hopefully the fact that Antonio Conte's here can give us that extra level of belief, whereas before under Pochettino and stuff, we had a very good team, but maybe we felt like with our players, we were overachieving and stuff like that. There was a feeling around the squad that, you know, we're doing well to be where we are. Now with Conte, it's not about, oh, we're doing well to be where we are. It's like, no, we have to be where we are. It's like we deserve to be there. He's going to make it our mission, and that's where the mentality shift hopefully changes. Kane and Son have been here long enough now, where it's like, okay, you know, we've been in positions before where we overachieved and, you know, been in title challenge, but now it's the time to actually try and make that extra step. And there is no one better than to have Conte at the helm to make that extra step. And I'm super excited about what we can do. Not to say that I think we are definitely going to win the league, but, you know, without Conte, you just feel like there's a chance now. I don't feel like I've never felt like that with any other manager.
Yeah, but do you actually feel there is a chance this year? Because I still think like it's a bit far-fetched to think about. It's
massively far-fetched.
Spurs winning the league this season. I mean, you're looking at teams like Man City and Liverpool, and I think it's going to be absolutely impossible. Because even if one of them don't live up to the expectations, the other one will. If we were only like looking for one to catch one of them, I would think there was more of a chance. But because there's two of them, it's just like how the hell does anyone put Tottenham in a conversation to win the league? I mean, when I'm looking at this season, my expectations for this season, you know, top 3 finish, go deep in the Champions League, and hopefully get a domestic cup as well. And I'll be so happy with that. But if we don't win a domestic cup and we do finish in the top 3, you know, have a nice run in the Champions League, do you think people will accept that? Because everyone's saying, oh, we have to win a trophy this year. We have to win a trophy this year.
What, people are going to want Conte out if we finish top 3?
No, I'm not saying Conte out, but, you know, accept that as a season, and, you know, be happy at the end of the season with no domestic cup and finishing in the top 3.
I think fans will be, I wouldn't say happy, but I think fans will be content. I don't think there'll be people upset about it. I think obviously it would be frustrating if we go another season without a trophy, especially with Conte here, and all those insecurities, the fact that how long's Conte going to be, is Kane going to be happy again with another trophyless season, all these kind of things, and we need to dispel all those narratives by winning a trophy this season 100%. But it all depends on the context, but I don't think if we you know, give a good go in the cup competitions if we just fall short and then we finish top 3, and as long as we're closing the gap, we look like we're closing the gap to City and Liverpool, I don't think anyone could really begrudge Conte and the job he's done if that was to be the case. But look, we've seen it before with Conte. Conte's performed miracles before in his previous jobs in terms of overcoming big differences from previous seasons. He took Juventus from 7th to 1st. He took Chelsea from 10th to 1st. He took Inter Milan from 4th to 1st. So I'm not saying we're definitely going to win the league, but I'm saying it's not as impossible as people might think. Like he's done it before with his previous clubs, like these big jumps for one season to the next. And even if you look at Klopp at Liverpool, one season, you know, they were finishing fourth, and the next season, bam, they were getting 90 points and title challenges. So, you know, I think as well, the fact that we have very good records under Conte against the top teams, I think we have a good template of playing against those top teams. If we can get a lot more, if we can just get more consistent, albeit I do think we're already pretty consistent against the other teams, we just need to get even more consistent just because of the level of City and Liverpool, which I think we can do with the quality and depth we have. Look, who knows? Maybe we can genuinely have a crack at the title this season. Who knows? I don't think it's deluded to say that we can look at City and Liverpool and say we can push them. But I obviously think it's going to be very difficult. I don't think anyone should expect to win the title or anything like that. I'm just saying it's not. I think it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We can really give it a good go.
I think that, like, you're looking at Man City and Liverpool, you're looking at the points tally that it takes to win a league every season. I just can't see us getting anywhere close. I can see us getting, like, this season maybe 85, 86 points. I don't think that's anywhere near enough to go and have a tilt at the title, to be honest. And I think you're looking at probably at least one of Man City or Liverpool to go into the 90s at least. You know what I mean? 90. What did they get last season? 90, 91, 90, something like that.
Something
and like for the past 2 or 3 seasons, at least one of them has hit over 90.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be so hard, and with Man City having Haaland now, that's going to be making it even harder. No, but I get your point. I think that when you're looking at the league, I think outside of Man City and Liverpool, you're probably looking at us as the next challengers there. But still, I think we're probably a season away. We still need a few more players to really go at it. I think, so 93, 92, and I still think that you need a better options at right wing back if we're going to go and fight for that title. I really believe that. I think the midfield, I'm happy with the midfield options with Bissouma, Bentancur, Skip and Højbjerg. I'm happy with those options. I'm happy with the options up front. Otherwise, maybe would like one more to fight with Kulusevski instead of Lucas Moura. Defence as well. I believe we need one more in defence to make ourselves a really compelling outfit to go fight those top 2 teams. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but you're also looking at a manager who's won the title with Moses and Ashley Young and Marcus Alonso and all these players.
But he wasn't going up against Man City and Liverpool.
He was. Well, maybe. He in his first season at Chelsea, he was coming up against City and Liverpool under Klopp and Guardiola, but they were a bit early on in their tenures. Now it's different, and I grant you, it's absolutely going to be very, very difficult to win a title. But he did get 93 points that season, and that's not to be sniffed at. At the time, it was a record, 13 Premier League wins in a row. Obviously, that's been broken now. Look, the City and Liverpool have completely blown everyone out of the water. But now Conte's back in the Premier League. Maybe he with this new team, who knows? Who knows what can happen? Maybe that gap can be closed. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying it's not completely like delusional to think that it could. In my opinion,
I think we can close the gap, but I just don't think this season we can close the gap enough. I'm looking at probably potentially more next season, with a few more signings under our belt, with a few top quality signings where we can really, the way I look at it, it's a process, isn't it? So you've got to close the gap a bit more this season, and then next season I think we can really go at it. Is my opinion anyway. But I want to know you guys' opinions in the comments section below. In terms of the other teams around us, forgetting looking up, I'm talking about looking down in terms of Chelsea finish above us, but I'm talking about teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United. How do you look at those teams and think about top 4 fights for this season?
I think the competition's obviously increasing with Arsenal improving their squad. Chelsea, we don't know what kind of beast they're going to be just yet. Or they spent big money, but whether we don't know. Look, they could all click and also could go wrong. It's a bit of a question mark right now because they're just at the moment a bit of there's a bit of a lack of cohesion, I feel, at Chelsea at the moment. So it's difficult to put your finger on it. And then, because I think in terms of squad, they're probably stronger than Arsenal and United, but there's just something not clicking right now with Chelsea with their ownership, and the manager doesn't seem happy. So we have to wait and see how that plays out with them. Man United, obviously now under Ten Hag, they're going to start to improve, definitely start to play better than they were under Ragnick, and better than they were under the late stages of Oli. But it's going to take time. They're going to have inconsistent results. It's going to take time to perfect that system, whereas we've had 7 months already under Conte. So our system, I'm not saying we're perfect, but we're much more further down the line than Eric Ten Hag is at Man United. So I'm not too worried about them right now. I think they're going to be very inconsistent. When it comes to Arsenal, I do think they're getting better, I have to say that. But I still think we're the superior team. I still think our match winners are better than theirs, and I think we've got a better manager as well. So
we have this talk about Arsenal every year. Every year, everyone's like, yeah, they're getting better, they're getting better. Are they actually getting better at the moment? I know, look, I think you can't disagree that they are getting better because Gabriel Jesus looks like a good fit for them. Zinchenko is a good signing for them. But, there's a lot of hype surrounding Arsenal at the moment because of the pre-season they had. Is this warranted hype, or is it more Arsenal propaganda, which we see every year?
Depends hype for what? For a top 4 challenge? I mean, they challenged top 4 last season, so it's not like they're going to do any better than that. The fact is that they bottled it last season, so they should have really finished top 4 last season. So the fact if they're hyping up another top 4 challenge. That's all they're thinking about. I do think they're going to be better than last season. I just don't know if their improvement is going to be enough to overtake us and even Chelsea, because I think Jesus and Zinchenko are good signings. Vieira we don't know about, but Jesus are definitely going to improve them in terms of at least depth and stuff in Zinchenko wise, and then Jesus obviously is a better striker than right now than Jesus and Aubameyang was, and Nketiah. But does it mean that them improving is going to be enough to close the gap on us? Because I think our squad has improved as well massively with squad depth, and I think we've already got in the first 11 much better players like Kane and Son. They don't have any players close to that, Kane and Son right now. So for me, I think they're right to be excited with improvement, but I don't think it'll be enough of their improvement to overtake where we're going at the moment. I think we're on a higher trajectory than they are, despite the fact that they've had a crazy pre-season. There's a good feeling around Arsenal, but you always know with Arsenal, a couple of defeats. You've got to remember the pressure's now going to be on Arteta, because last season no one expected him to get top 4, even though I think as an Arsenal manager, he should be expected to be challenging for top 4, but apparently no one expected it last season, even though they were the highest spenders. But now, having missed out on top 4 from a few points, given the fact they should have made it last season, the pressure's going to be on him. So now when he gets those few defeats, there's going to be even more pressure this season than there were last season. They'll see how they handle it.
Yeah, rumour has it Arteta's got the Arsenal team on the training pitch right now, booming out the Crystal Palace anthem, and got an eagle flying around their training pitch at the moment as well, getting in preparation for the game tonight. So 4-0 loss incoming, hopefully. But anyway, let's get into the match preview for the Spurs-Southampton game. First of all, let's look at the head-to-head between Spurs and Southampton. I did mention we did lose our last game in February last year to them 3-2, which was actually a devastating loss. It didn't actually have too much, didn't have too much outlook in the season at the end of the day. But we could have had that top 4 sewn up so much earlier than we did if we didn't drop these silly games. And that was a really silly game to drop last year. Going 2-0 up or going 2-1 up, I think it was 20 minutes to go or something like that. And then 2 goals in literally 5 minutes, wasn't it? And we're losing the game 3-2. We drew. We didn't even beat them last season because we drew at the back end in December as well. But in the last 5 games, it's a very mixed bag against Southampton. So we don't really know in terms of form against Southampton how we're going to do.
Yeah, last season they gave us a lot. Last season they gave us a lot of trouble, for sure, with the way they play, because they press quite smartly. They're a very intense pressing team, and sometimes that can catch us. That can catch us out when especially when we're being like lethargic at the back, and we're kind of playing it along. We're not being kind of intense with our passing. We're not being sharp, and we're just hanging on to the ball a bit too much. We can definitely get caught out. Southampton on a couple of occasions last season, definitely especially first half in the first game at St Mary's, they were the much better team, and we were lucky to go into half time at 1-1. Although second half they had 10 men, and we should have probably won that game in the end. But we 11 against 11, we were struggling. And in the game at White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, we were definitely second best, and we were lucky to be 2-1 up at the time we did score. When you get in that position, you got to see it out, but we were lucky to get there because Southampton were creating chance after chance. But what I would say is, in those two games, we didn't have Bentancur starting at least. We didn't have Kulusevski. I think Dyer was missing as well. We had, Lucas Moura starting on the right. We had Reguilon, I think, starting both games as well from the left. So a lot has changed. We've become a much more stable team. Defensively, we've become a lot more stable. And I think offensively, Kane, Son and Kulusevski have really developed that partnership between those three, which wasn't really apparent in those two games. The back three have become more settled. I don't think we played that back three in either game last season. I think either Dyer or Romero was out for both those games.
Yeah, Dyer was out for the home game.
I think Romero was out for the away game.
And also, Winks played both games, didn't he?
Winks definitely played I think Delhi played the game in St Mary's. I'm pretty sure Delhi started the game in St Mary's.
Am I not right in saying that Winks lost the ball on the edge of the area in that Southampton game in the away leg?
I think
I'm
in the first game,
I remember that.
In the first game, it's true. I can't remember the away game. I think the first game, you're right. I'm pretty certain that Delhi started the one at St Mary's. Winks might well have started as well, but I'm pretty sure Delhi definitely started. So a lot has changed, is my point. So you can't look into those games from last season too much and make too many conclusions. All you can say is tactically, for sure, Southampton had a bit of an edge, but now we're a better team. So I'm looking forward at home. I think Southampton as well. Haven't had the best of summers, although they got Bazunu. We'll go through that team before.
You're right. It was Winks and Ali both played in that game.
Winks and Ali both played.
And Davinson Sanchez instead of Romero and Reguilon on the left, yeah.
So there you go. There's a lot of changes.
Yeah.
A lot of changes. So we're a much more settled team now. So I think we're a lot more confident as well. I know during those times, although Conte was... obviously we were excited to have him. We were still having some inconsistent results around those times as well. Now we've won 10 of our last 14 Premier League games. Southampton come here to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium not in a great way. So there's no reason not to be excited for this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, not only just because it's a game like this where we should be winning, which we didn't win either game last season, but it's just the start of the Premier League and such an exciting season for Spurs. I just think no Spurs fan can't be excited with the new season upon us like this. But in terms of Southampton specifically, if you bring up the predicted lineup for Southampton, you've got Livramento, Livramento and Walcott, who are definitely out. Teller, who's a doubt. Do you want to take us through the lineup?
Yeah, so, this is based on how they played in their last pre-season game. So you got the new signing, Bazunu, in goal. I think
good keeper, by the way.
Irish keeper from Man City.
Very highly rated.
Yeah, very highly rated.
He's already number one there for Ireland, I think.
Yeah, and Southampton have had a problem with keepers for a while, so they're looking hopefully to solve that problem with Bazunu, so he's obviously there. Walker Peters, he's still there, obviously a very good option at right back. You got Bednarek, you got this guy Bella Kotchap, or Ketchup, whatever you want to call him. I'm not sure. He's
Conte wouldn't have him in the team.
Yeah, exactly. Banning him. He's a new signing at centre back. They actually started Salisu at left back in their pre-season game.
Was Salisu the one that got sent off against us?
He did, but he also had a very good season. Yeah. You got Gineppo on the right, Aribo, Ward-Prowse and Redmond along the midfield, with Mara and Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong that is, up front. So I've only seen the lineup. I didn't quite see the formation. Judging by that, it actually could be a 4-5-1 because actually Redmond didn't start. They started a teenager in one who's a defensive midfielder. So it could actually be a 4-5-1 with Armstrong on the wing and then just Mara up front. But Mara as well, young player from Bordeaux. He scored 6 goals in Liga last season, and he's 20 years old striker. So they're hoping he's one that can maybe hit the ground running. And I think they've made some decent signings, but as well, Shea Adams is rumoured to leave. Walker Peters is subject to a lot of interest. So if they do lose a few, they might be in trouble. Southampton.
I got a feeling Walker Peters will end up staying, and to be honest, I think Walker Peters probably should stay for one more season, get another season of proper consistent Premier League, because he had such a good season last year, didn't he? And I think that just have a repeat of that and get better he'll get better with more game time as well. And I think he's going to put in a performance his first game of the season. He's going to want to prove a point against us, that's for sure.
Also, they don't have Broja anymore, who was a fantastic. He played brilliantly when at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last season.
He did. I mean, Broja was very hit and miss last season, wasn't he? I mean, he performed very well against us, but there were still some games I was looking at him being like, you need to be doing more, man.
Yeah, but for his age, he's 19.
True.
I think for his age, he's more of a hit than a miss. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, you're probably right there. But in terms of who we really need to look out for, and that is James Ward-Prowse in the ones to watch. James Ward-Prowse loves a goal against Spurs. I think did he score in both legs last season?
No,
or
he
put two assists
he scored at St Mary's.
2 assists, didn't he, in the last 10 minutes or something. So, I mean, this guy has got supreme ball-playing ability, free kicks, corners, shots from outside the area. This is the one that we really need to watch out for, isn't he?
Yeah, he's obviously the massive danger man. They've obviously done well to make sure that he's staying for this season. I think he's got supreme ability with the ball at his feet. You need to just make sure you close him down and give him no time, because you saw he didn't even have that much time when we lost at in the home game last season. He just had 2 first-time crosses, absolute peaches.
Literally carbon copies, wasn't it? A few minutes after the other.
Well, it wasn't even a case of like, oh, he had too much time. It was like he hit them both first time. He was just laid off first-time crosses with that whip he has. So we just got to make sure we're not giving away too many silly free kicks and set pieces and corners and stuff like that, because he's a massive threat. 4 goals from free kicks last season, which was more than anyone else in the Premier League. I think he's got 14 free kick goals in his career now. So he's catching up on David Beckham's record, which I think was about 20. So I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks that by the end of his career. But he's a real threat. I'd love him. I always said I thought he'd be brilliant at Spurs. I think he'd be perfect in terms of, if we're not looking for a playmaker, I think he actually has the work ethic of some of the players that we have right now. Plus, he has that set piece ability, which we're kind of lacking at the moment. We don't really have a player who's like who's a specialist at set pieces.
We've got Harry Kane. What do you mean?
Yeah, of course, I've got Harry Kane. Yeah, specialist in failure from set pieces, you could say.
Harry Kane and failure don't go in the same sentence. Come on.
When it comes to corners and free kicks, remember those corners at the Euros in 2016? One of the worst corners.
Yeah, I don't blame Kane for that. I blame Roy Hodgson for that. That was just terrible.
He still took bad corners.
Yeah, he did take bad corners, but he should never have been on them.
No, he should never have been on them. Well, he should never be on free kicks either.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, he's a supreme talent, and he's one for sure. If we can keep Ward-Prowse quiet, I think that goes a long way to make sure Southampton don't score.
And how do you assess their new signing, Aribo from Rangers? 8 goals, 6 assists in the Scottish Premier League last season. Helps Rangers get to the Europa League final. So how do you assess him? Have you seen much of him?
I think it's a solid signing.
Is he a striker? Where's he playing?
No, he's centre mid.
Okay.
He's a central midfielder, and he's actually a bit of an all-action central midfielder as well. He's quite good he's quite aggressive and intense in his defensive work, but he's also goes and as you can see, he's scored 8 goals and 6 assists. So he actually gets involved on both ends of the pitch. He scored an absolutely beautiful goal in pre-season. I don't know if you saw it against Villarreal. He dribbled past about 3 or 4 players and slotted it home calmly, a bit of composed finish as well. So 26 years of age, Southampton might have done quite well in their scouting department with this signing, with Joe Aribo from Rangers. So I think they've done quite well there, getting him through the door. And maybe, look, obviously it's only at Rangers, so we don't know if his SPL form will transfer to the Premier League, but definitely if he can keep up some of the standards he was playing in the SPL, Southampton could have a real player in there in the central midfield. Could be a very good signing.
Do you think, I was just thinking about this now, do you think that, obviously Fraser Forster was number 1 there for a lot of last season. You got Pierre-Emile Højbjerg as well, who used to be Southampton captain. Do you think that can help Spurs in any way? Do you think Antonio Conte or the manager, whoever it may be at the time, will be going to these players and seeing what they're all about, or do you think Conte will just stick to his guns and thinks what he knows and go with his own tactics without any info?
I think you have to take all the info you can get. So I definitely think he'll be chatting to Højbjerg and Forster about maybe what he thinks of this player or that player. How do you go about stopping this player? But I don't think there's going to be too much emphasis on it. I don't think they're going to spend, training sessions listening to Forster and Højbjerg. But I do think
Forster's not going to be taking training. What do you mean?
But I do think for sure Conte will definitely, if he needs to know any information, will be definitely communicating with them. So that could definitely help. But I wouldn't say it's going to be make a massive difference.
All right. Well, that is the match preview. Before we move on, first of all, by the way, predicted lineup is coming your way very soon, so don't you worry about that. What is your score prediction coming into this one?
3-0 Spurs.
3-0.
I think we're a much settled side at the moment. I think Southampton have had a decent summer, but I still think there's going to have some signings to settle in, and I think that a few of their good bet like with Broja gone, I don't know where the firepower is coming from at the moment. I think if we go about stopping Ward-Prowse, we should be able to keep a clean sheet, and I think our forward players are looking sharp right now. And I think under Conte, I think we're looking like we want to achieve big things this season. So I'm going for a strong start to the season, 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going for a strong start as well, just a bit slightly less strong than yours. I'm going for 2-0. I think the lineup that we're going to play is probably going to be very similar to what we ended off the season with last season. And I think that should be more than enough to have a convincing victory this weekend. And I'm backing Kane as well to have a very strong start to the season. I'm going for Kane at the double this weekend in the 2-0 win. So I want to know your score predictions in the comment section below. I want to know how...
Kane?
FPL? Yeah. No spoilers, mate. No, I'm joking. I've captain Kane. Yeah, I have captain Kane. But I want to know your score predictions in the comment section below. And if you want to join our FPL as well, the link, or not the link, but the code to join is in the comments, is in the description below. And just before we take callers, and if you want to call in, the link is in the community section. Let's talk about this amazing game, BetMate, which is a fantasy league betting app, and it's really fun to play. If you played it along with us last season, you'll know all about it. But they do games for specific, they do leagues for specific games. So the first one coming up is obviously Tottenham against Southampton. It's a £3 entry, and there's a £200 minimum payout. And also we've got a code where you can get a free £5 so you can play completely for free this weekend. So, I mean, how much fun are you having playing this game?
Yeah, we teamed up with BetMate last season, and it was a lot of fun. You play individual, you create your own little team, seven-a-side team for each individual game. And when doing that, it's only a small outlay as well. You're only paying £1 or £2, and the winner of the whole league takes the pot. Things come into account with defensive things like tackles, interceptions. Not only do you get points for that, you get points for goals and assists. So your football knowledge really comes into play when you're playing BetMate. And I for one have enjoyed it so much. Let's want to look at our teams. What we've gone for this week.
Just before we look into our teams in this specific league for the Tottenham Southampton game this weekend, like I said, it is a £3 entry, but you can get a free entry if you use our promo code, which is in the description below.
It's on screen right now.
And it's also on screen. And the top 4 players from the league this week get paid. And fourth will get 10%, third will get 11%, second will get 18%, and top will get 35%. So a lot of money up for grabs this weekend. And yeah, let's get into it. And I think this is my team, so let me go through my team first for you guys. And in goal, I've gone for Hugo Lloris. I think he's going to keep a clean sheet this weekend. So I've gone for Lloris. But it's also worth sometimes going for the keeper for the team that's going to have the most shots against them, because you get a lot of points for like saves from
every
keepers.
Save you get a point.
Exactly.
So it's a bit different to FPL scoring. So definitely worth a lot of the time having the keeper from the opposition team. If you believe that both teams might concede, then it's definitely worth having a keeper who's going to make the most saves.
A more defensive team, yeah. In my defence, I've got Cuti Romero and Kyle Walker-Peters. I've gone for Romero because he's always making interceptions, he's always making challenges, and as well, he can help up top as well. It's not beyond all realms of possibility. He can pop up with a goal or an assist, Cuti Romero. Kyle Walker-Peters I've gone for because I think he's going to have a point to prove against Tottenham first and foremost, and I think we're going to be attacking them a lot, so he can make a lot of interceptions and tackles as well. And Kyle Walker-Peters. In my midfield, I've gone for Kulusevski and Rodrigo Bentancur. Bentancur as well makes a lot of interceptions. I mean, I couldn't decide whether Bentancur and Højbjerg, but I went for Bentancur. But now thinking about it, I might change it to Højbjerg, to be honest. But, they make a lot of interceptions and tackles in the midfield. Kulusevski, he's a danger man, a very creative player, can easily pop up with a goal or assist. And he as well makes his fair share of interceptions and tackles. And obviously up top, I've got Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. I think no description is really needed there.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously you get a captain pick and a vice captain pick as well. So a captain gets double points and the vice captain gets times 1.5 points as well. Take a look at my team. It's fairly similar, except...
Hey, how come you got a nice little picture there? Where's my picture? Is it because you won that £200 pot that time? Is that why? Yeah?
Have you won a pot yet?
I've not a full pot. I've had like shares of pots.
I see. So when you come back to me when you want a pot. So you got Lloris in goal. Yeah, which obviously I think he's going to keep a clean sheet, so I've got him in there. Romero, because I know he's guaranteed to start. I have Perisic at the moment, although there are rumours that he isn't going to start the first game of the weekend, of the season, sorry. So I am feeling I might change it last minute. You can change, by the way, your team up to 5 minutes before kickoff. So any changes in the lineup, you can wait till the team lineups come up and change your team, which is really good. I've got Aribo, who's making his debut for Southampton, so I think he's going to be up for it and make a lot of challenges. And then I've got Kulusevski, Kane captain, and Son. So obviously, hopefully those three will link up together for lots of goals and assists. So looking forward to the first game. So obviously, it's our first private pot of the season. It's guaranteed £200 to win, only £3 to enter with the code WeAreTottenhamTV, WATTV1. And then if you want to click the code WATTV5, which is on screen right now, you get free £5. So you get a free game pretty much for the start of the season. So,
but let me just remind you that promo code is only for new users.
Yes.
So if you're not a user, when you're signing up, make sure to use that code so you do get your free £5.
Yeah, and they've got games for every single game this season, so it's so much fun to play. And there's only little small. The games can be free and also, as little as £1 to play. So it's a lot of fun. So go check it out.
Yeah. So not only can you win money, but you could also go against us because we're in the leagues as well. So very much looking forward to taking you guys on. All the links are in the description below. So the link to download the app is in the description, and all the promo codes that you need for the free £5 and the league code as well, all in the description below. So looking forward to taking you all on this weekend. But we are going to start taking some call-ins. So if you want to come and have your say on the game this weekend or the season ahead, come and join us. The link is open to gold members. Apparently no one is waiting as of yet, but so maybe we'll open it to silver as well. But yeah, come and join us. And Tinius Van Zyl is saying, is Ben and Sib actually in the FPL League?
You're damn right.
Yes, we are indeed, and we're looking forward to absolutely smashing all of you at FPL this season. Really are. I've chopped and changed my team so many times. I mean, I don't even know where I stand on it anymore. And I always feel like people make so much out of doing their team for the first week, and it literally doesn't matter because it's literally one game week out of 38. So I'm looking forward to taking you all on this weekend. So also the code for the FPL is in the description as well, so come and join us on FPL. A lot of games happening this weekend, a lot of games happening throughout the season. So I, for one, are very excited to take you all on.
And we're going to have weekly checks of the league live on screen as well. So whoever's top of the league at any given time, we're going to be looking at their team and live on stream. And obviously we're going to have me versus my brother as well. We're going to be having having checks on who's winning in the FPL league between us. So
all the best teams and all the worst teams will be having a look at. So if you are not such a great FPL player, you still might be brought up on the streams, as we'll be looking at your team, that's for sure.
Exactly. All right.
I believe we've got our first guest of the show, and he goes by the name of KPV.
Give it a second.
Carl, why are you swearing at me?
Good, mate. Put the talk in me.
Hey, Kyle.
How you doing, Carl? You all right?
Yeah, how's Israel?
Israel was unbelievable, thank you very much.
And I see you bumped into the boss.
The Conte and Paratici, yeah, they really like the Italian job T-shirts. We got them approved.
The one I've got.
Exactly, the exact one that you've got.
Exactly, yeah. I can see that.
How are you feeling for the game this weekend? How are you feeling for the season ahead?
I'm feeling excited, but yeah, as you all know, I'm not. I'll be going to the concert tomorrow, but yeah, I'll be checking the score, and I want revenge. Obviously, yeah, I want revenge, man. Like this time, the players we got is different. Like I say, 5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
Who's going to score the goals?
Well, Son loves a goal against Southampton, don't he?
So does Kane, doesn't he?
Yeah, Kane, yeah, but I think Son is going to get 4 against them again.
Wow. Do you think Son's going to get 4 goals?
Against them, yeah, just like he did 2 seasons ago. Come on. You know them.
You know the score.
Any chance what do you think about this season? Any chance we can make a title challenge? What do you think?
Of course, man. Like, I've got a friend called Emma who said she's going to put a £50 bill on for us to win the league. And then she'll let me know next week. And, of course, man, and I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you about Man City, yeah? You think they're going to win the Champions League? Dream on. They ain't winning it. I want us to win it, okay?
I think we all want us to win it, but it's who do you think is going to win it?
Well, it's going to be us, man, I'm afraid. City.
You're afraid. Don't be afraid, Carl.
Don't be afraid. Well, it's got to be us, ain't it? Because, the group stage was in, 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to wait and find out who we get. Then bring on them away trips. Then you're not going to be going alone. I'll be coming with you. So you better wait for me.
Don't worry, we'll wait for you at the airport, Carl.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm expecting a better performance than we did in February. We should have won that game. We should have won that. We were 2-1 up. Then 5 minutes ago, we can see 2 sloppy goals. I'm still pissed. But, yeah, I think our home record against them is pretty good. They haven't won there since 2016, the Leicester season, but that was when we had Poch, and that, I have to say, that still annoys me from last season. But yeah, Conte's never lost a home game against them before, but that all changed. This time I want revenge. Son 4 goals, triple captain, you know the rest. Triple captain Son, 4 goals, and this is going to be sweet.
Big up. Have you joined our FPL league?
Yes, I have.
Brilliant.
I'm still in it. Yeah, I'm in.
I'm looking forward to taking you down in FPL.
Oh, well, don't be so sure yet, Sunshine, because you're not going to be the only one. Tim's going down, mate. I'm going to win. And, I'm going to smack everyone in this league. I'm going to smash everyone. And then, if I win, then I want something different. I don't care what I get. I'm still going to... And I'll be a champion for the first time. I still am. I'm better than everyone else. And I've got one question for you.
Go on.
Before I go. Is the 3-2 win at the Emirates our best performance in the history of our club?
3-2 win at the Emirates?
In 2010. Is that our best performance in the club's history?
Was it better than the win at Ajax?
I'm not saying it was, but I'm just asking, was that our best performance? Or, I'd probably say it'll probably have to be the one at the Emirates, because Van der Vaart always loved the goal against them. Bale, fine, he did. And Kabul, I wasn't expecting him. I thought it'd be Jermaine Gina. But...
Carl, you sound surprised. It was a long time ago, this game.
I know, but like we got that. But yeah, Southampton first. Then we got Chelsea. Like, dude, why can't we win our opening 3 games? We always seem to do that. We've
We
done
can
that
do it. We
before.
can do it, Carl. We're going to win at
Yeah,
Stamford Bridge. I tell you that now.
I'll tell you that. You going or you going to the pub?
We're going to the
We're
game.
going,
Yeah, we're going to the
Don't you
game.
worry about that.
You want to go over there or over there? It's clean as that end or still as that end.
No, big up KPV. Thanks
Big
for
up,
coming on
man.
today, my friend, and we shall speak
Nice
to you
one,
later.
Carl.
Yeah, and I'll see you Sunday if you're or Monday.
All
Yeah,
right,
you
big
bet.
up, Carl. Big up.
Big up, boys. Over and out.
Always good to hear KPV's thoughts. Is there another guest waiting? I thought I saw one. Who we got? Thinus. Is that how you
Thinus?
pronounce it?
Thinus?
Hello. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, and you guys?
Did I pronounce your name right?
Tinus
Tinus.
yeah.
Where are you from?
from South Africa.
Oh, amazing. Is this the
Africa.
first time calling?
Yeah, debut.
Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. What are you feeling about the game this weekend? Spurs Southampton, kick off to the season. How are you feeling?
No, pretty good. We lost quite a few points to them last season, but made lots of upgrades in important positions. So I think we can get the W.
Yeah, look, there's a big positive feeling about Spurs right now under Antonio Conte with the summer we've had. Tell me your thoughts about how you're feeling in terms of the season in general, how you're feeling coming to the season, what you think we may be able to achieve.
I'm actually one of those that believe we're not that far away from title challenge. With the World Cup season, get an injury to Salah or Trent, and then all of a sudden Liverpool, they aren't as threatening anymore. If we can keep all our players fit, then definitely maybe second within reach for title, but settling for third this season, maybe a Carabao Cup or FA Cup, that would be great.
And in terms of the new signings we have made, who are you most excited about this season?
I'd love Richarlison to prove everyone wrong. Lots of people have lots of doubt about him. But probably Perisic. We all know Conte's wing-backs positions are absolutely crucial. So, yeah.
When you're looking at the new season, you say, in your opinion, we're not too far away from challenging for the title. Are you worried? Because last season, everyone was saying we need better options at right wing back. We need better options at right wing back. We haven't really got, those options at right wing back. Looks like we're going to start the season with what we had last season. Are you worried about that?
No, definitely. Spence had a great season last year, but that was championship. There's no guarantee he'll have the same performances this year. Emerson, we all have our feelings about him. And Doherty isn't getting any younger. His injury last season was quite bad. So if that happens again, then we're stuck with Emerson again. And that could be the downfall for our team probably. But if we keep our starting 11 fit, and Man City and Liverpool do get some important injuries, then the gap is much closer than everybody thinks.
Interesting. All right, what's your score prediction for the weekend?
4-1.
4-1, I like it. Bold and brave.
I've got a feeling we're going to go 3-0 up and then just, have a slip up in defense and then just bag a fourth one just because we can.
Love it. Thank you so much for coming on today, and it's great to have a chat.
All right, thanks guys.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, another great caller, and let's move on to the blockbuster, which is Brian Daigle, and he's got a lovely shirt hanging behind him. I hope it hasn't been washed, Brian. I really hope it hasn't been washed.
You can see the chicken stain. It's still there.
Lick it, Brian. Lick the chicken stain.
You should be in there, you go like, Why not? Why not, brother? There you go. There you go.
Brian, I think you should go scrub your tongue quickly. There could be some funky stuff growing on that.
Mate, this is me who gives a flying fucker. No, what can I say?
As long as we get the 3 points, that's all that matters.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. It will just
Take
be
it
added
with
to
the
the specialness of this. To the specialness of this shirt, mate. Listen, it's in the bag. It's guaranteed. I've done polls on it. I've been told the stain must remain has become a hashtag. So there you go. So that was Cody Max. So it's staying till we lose, which hopefully won't be for a long, long time.
What was the first game you wore it on?
So I've worn. Do you know what? I've actually worn it for quite a few games, but the first game that I actually said it on Twitter, this is the lucky shirt, and said, "Do you know what? This shirt's lucky," was when we drew 1-1 to Liverpool.
I see, and ever since then,
and then obviously the Bills, and then Burnley, and then Norwich. So it stayed the same. I didn't bring it to England when I came over.
You didn't bother for pre-season.
No, I'm not jinxing that with pre-season. Jesus Christ! Come on, come on. So yeah, no. It's back tomorrow at the Scotland Yard. So 3 points are assured, people. 3 points are assured.
Yeah,
definitely. Now more confident than ever.
Look, it's a big season coming up now. Big game tomorrow as well at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've spoken a lot in the past month or so. Well, every day either way. Are you still, as excited and as happy with the transfer business and going into the season as you have been in the past couple of weeks?
I'm as excited. I'm as excited because there has been a change in it, and we are stronger. I'm a little bit less. I gave it an 8.8 last time. That's gone down a bit, but only because I want a centre back. I want a centre back so badly, and a commanding, powerful, take no prisoners, puts his body on the line defender, like a Vidic. I'm not saying go get because that he was a quality defender, but Skriniar fits that bill. If we get a Skriniar, and I don't care about any other position, if we get a central defender of that ilk, then I'm absolutely over the moon.
So if the window ended today, where do you think we achieved this season? What do you think is like our ceiling? What
you mean in what we can do as a team overall for the season?
Yeah, if the window ended today, no more signings in or out.
I'm still going third in a FA Cup or a League Cup. That's my minimum expectations. I think with Conte we're going to get better every single year, and he's had a full pre-season. You look at the photos. I've never seen the boys look so shredded and fit. And I'm talking even in the Pochettino days, they look like on another level and they're ready for battle. And the team, if we can keep injury free, and like Conte said, he had 12, 13 players he could trust. And now that's up to like 16, 17, 18. And that's huge. That's huge. And now it's just down to getting the games done and obviously being able to rotate when needed, because before the World Cup, it's just game after game after game. What do you guys think? Where do you think the ceiling is?
Right now, yeah, I don't see us at this point. I do think we can really close the gap on City and Liverpool. I think a lot depends on circumstances, because under Conte, once his team get going and they get momentum on their side, they're very, very difficult to stop. So if we can keep that consistency against the other teams and show what we did last season against City and Liverpool, then who knows what we can achieve. I really believe we can really push them all the way, but I think if we're going to definitely push them, we're going to need a bit more quality in the squad as of now. So I don't know right now if the squad's capable of achieving that kind of achievement. I do think we should still be getting definitely top four and have a good crack at the trophy. I definitely think that is very possible. But I really don't think that maybe with a couple more additions, a title challenge is completely unreasonable.
Yeah, I see it being what I would see as a big step forward, and then obviously we strengthen again, hopefully next summer, is getting third but finishing closer to second than we are to fourth.
Yeah.
Showing that we've closed that gap on them and that this team can achieve something. And then this season, obviously, a lot of players had to come in to fix what was there. But hopefully we can be like the big clubs do now, and every other window you just refresh. Just add a couple of quality players, and I mean quality, to enhance the team and get a few out. I mean, I don't know, guys, have you heard? I started hearing a lot of rumours, and it's come from a Villa place about Ndombele to Villa.
Yeah, I have heard a few things, but look, I'm not going to believe it until we see something proper concrete.
Yeah.
That's the situation.
I mean, if they're stupid enough to do it, we'll take it. I think from what I saw, one of the people, I think he works for Sky. I don't think it was Sky. Actually, for something O'Rourke, if you know him.
Pete O'Rourke,
yeah. And 25 mil. I mean, all day long we'd take that, wouldn't we?
Take anything.
Mate,
right
I was saying to someone yesterday, mate, I'll take 5 million for Ndombele if it means getting his wages and getting him out of the club. I really would. I mean, I don't care how much money we get for him realistically. I just want to get him out. I really do. And I think getting the wages off the bill is a massive thing for us. Massive. 200 grand a week. He's up there with the top earners at the club.
Yeah, I think I would even, I said it on your show before, that I would even, if we can't get rid of him, do a Serge Aurier and just say, listen, this is how much is left on your contract. We're not paying you the full amount. Give us a figure, and then just rip it up and go, because he's just. What is the point of him being there?
There's no point.
I think the groundsmen at the training ground and the gardeners do more work than him and work up a bigger sweat. So
literally,
just get rid of him. He's absolutely. If no one's going to take him and we can't find a price, yeah, you got to take a hit, but take the hit and then get that toxicity, take that lack of effort and everything off.
It's a big hit, Brian, and I don't think you can take that hit. You can't take that hit until the transfer window's over, in my opinion, because until the transfer window's, you know what I mean?
Once it's over. Yeah. I agree with that. Once it's over, like we did with Aurier, was like practically on deadline day, wasn't it? It was like, right, there's no interest, off you go. So I'm not talking about right now. Obviously, wait and see if you can get money. But if we can't get him off we can't leave, whether it be loan or a transfer by the end of the window. Just come to some kind of agreement. Off your prop.
Yeah. What do you think of Conte talking recently about potentially, looking at the future? He was talking about in his press conference how continuity is important, and it's the only way we're going to catch up with City and Liverpool is continuity. He was talking a few days ago, saying that Spurs are building a really great young side and who are going to be able to compete for many years to come. Is that encouraging for you that he seems to be talking about a future with Spurs? With the whole narrative that he doesn't stay places for long.
Do you know what, Simeon? Me and Ireland obviously did a straight out of Conte yesterday after you two guys thankfully I got my notifications that Conte spoke, and so I was like, Brian, we've got to do a straight out of Conte. Do you know what? So as we were doing it, I do love what he's saying, but he's been very, very clever. I see he talks to his players through the press conference as well, and he was also there are a few things that he said that was talking to Levy, and I don't mean pot shots or anything, messages say, right, we're doing things right. As long as this carries on, we're going in the right direction. I'm happy. And there was one question where he spoke about, listen, just don't lie to me. I don't like liars. Don't BS me, and I can deal with it. But if you BS me, this won't be and you know where that was going. And he's right. If he knows what's going on and he's being spoken to correctly, he will find the way around the solution. But if he's been promised something and then finds out for some reason, then he's going to be pissed. But he is talking about the future a hell of a lot, which is obviously for all of us is very, 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 very great. Very great to hear. My English is great today. It's great to hear. But obviously he's sending messages, and he sends to the players as well. We've got to work, give 120% every day. It's encouraging. It's very, very encouraging that he actually feels that the words he's saying actually feels like he does want to commit, doesn't it?
Feels that way. It feels that way, and there's only one situation that can screw that up. And I think that if we work with him the way we've worked with him this summer, then I don't see a reason why he would leave.
Completely, totally, utterly agree with that. I completely, utterly, totally agree. We've just got to hope it stays that way. I mean, if we have a very, very big, if we have a really, really good start to the season before the World Cup and we're in touching distance of Man City. And then we come for the World Cup and January opens up. It's whether, let's see what happens there. Because I remember with obviously the famous one with Harry Redknapp, Cahill, Tevez. It'll be interesting to see if we're within touching distance, if we have another push or the summer after. But as long as this continues and Conte is back, whether we agree with the players coming in or whatever, Conte's signed off on them. Conte's still here. Conte's happy. Conte's talking about the future. this will continue. As long as this continues, Conte will be here, I feel.
What's your score prediction for the weekend?
I've said it for a while. I'm going 4-0.
4-0. A lot of people going big today. Jeez.
Mate, I'm going 4-0, and the reason I'm doing it is I think we conceded goals in pre-season just to throw everyone on the stem. We're going to say, right, now
Conte told them, be shit at the back, lull everyone into a full sense of security.
Exactly, and then when we start, just turn into the machine, and that's what's going to happen.
Just before actually we let you go, the left centre-back situation, Sanchez started there every pre-season game. Who do you think is going to play there against Southampton?
Yeah, I must admit, I mean, I've stuck up for Sanchez before, but I've said with Sanchez, you know what, he's fantastic when he comes in and only has to come in for a few games, but it's when he plays for a consistent amount of time that he starts getting worse. But I really don't want him starting there. I don't know how fit Davis is. I don't know if you guys have heard. Obviously, he went to Israel, and Longley looks promising, but I'd rather Davis or Longley. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Tell me about it. My feeling is completely mutual. But Daigle, first of all, tell everyone where they can find you and tell them about this beautiful show happening tonight.
Yeah, I can do. I mean, obviously, people know they can find me at Tottenham on Tour with Brian Ireland and Danny Kiriakou. And tonight, it's going to be a shorter version today, starting at 6 p.m. our time, which is 11 p.m. your time. The beautiful boys at We Are Tottenham TV have allowed Tottenham on Tour to do a Friday weekly late show, and mainly to get the people that can't make it to Good Morning Tottenham because of the time zone that they live in. There will be a Friday show every Friday, funnily enough. It will be starting at 6 p.m, which is 11 p.m. your time this Friday. But as of next week, because I start my new job on Monday, it will be at 8 p.m. our time, which is 1 a.m. but for you back home, where we'll be talking about, obviously, Premier League build-up, and it'll basically be a carbon copy of Good Morning Tottenham, but for the people that can't make it because it's stupid o'clock in the morning for them or they're at work. So we're very, very much looking forward to coming on your show and doing you guys proud.
Can't wait. And you most definitely will. So for any of you guys based in the UK, late night Albirds, you know where to catch it on Friday night, 1 in the morning. Well, actually tonight it's going to be at 11. Brian Daigle and Brian Ireland will be taking you through on Friday night, and I think it's going to be a brilliant show, and I can't wait to be tuning into that one. But Brian, thank you so much for coming on today, and we'll speak to you soon.
Nice one, Brian.
You certainly will. Enjoy, lads. Have a good weekend, and come on, you goddamn Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Mr. Daigle. Let's keep going. I did see Josh Spurs Debate TV there in the background, but his camera seems to be off.
He's still there? Yeah. Oh, no. Let's bring Ivan on.
Let's bring Ivan on, and then we'll see if Josh's camera comes on again. Ivan, how's it going, brother?
Hey, good.
You feeling excited for the season kickoff this weekend?
Excited and nervous. Given that nobody but Kane has scored since the K-League game is a bit worrying. Also, that transition from defense to attack has been quite hard to see, especially in the Sevilla game and then the Roma game and then even in the first half of the Rangers game. So excited, but definitely a bit nervous. 2 or 3-0 win will definitely help with those nerves and make it a bit more easier to be a lot more confident. But seeing the way that Arsenal have been playing, even though we definitely want to see them lose, has definitely been worrying given how we have been playing.
So you've been a bit concerned by some of our performances in pre-season. Is that what you'd say?
Exactly, yeah. It's more that that our defense, that midfield, we've been crying out for like a Zaniolo or a Madison, even though I know they may be a bit more on the expensive side. It just seems like that we're not able to get our front three involved. Kulusevski, Kane, and Son, because it seems like since the K-League game, nobody has even gotten a sniff on target except for Kane.
Yeah, but can you actually read too much into pre-season though?
A little bit. It's more for the confidence. Given that Son hasn't hit the back of the net since that K-League game, which was in early July.
Oh,
Oh, I think he's frozen
the
there.
worrying part of it.
No, he's still there. You're still there. You're still
Oh,
there.
Ivan, sorry, you froze there for a second. Could you just repeat what you said?
Yeah, of course. All I was saying was that it's a bit worrying given that Son or Kulusevski or any of the other players haven't scored since that second week of July when we had that K-League game, and we're now in the second week of August, and we haven't had anybody else score since Kane, other than Kane.
Yeah, but we were playing in very hot and humid countries in Korea and in Israel, and maybe that can lead to more less intense energetic performances than we know that we can provide under Conte. At the back end of last season, we did win 10 of our last 14 games, playing what is probably going to be a very similar team to what we're going to start the season with.
Yeah.
So maybe, do you think we could still see those performances return that we saw at the end of last season?
also on top of also on top of that, they were going through extremely grueling training out there. With that 47 laps and stuff like that. So I mean, not only were they must have been absolutely knackered and couldn't have been at 100% in those preseason games.
No, I definitely agree. It's more, it's just reminiscent of those Brighton and Brentford games that we had. How we would play, that we just couldn't create anything. That's what that Sevilla Rangers and Roma game gave me some sort of flashback to, is where we just couldn't do anything in that final third. And that's why I said it's like if we ended up winning 2-3-0 tomorrow and somebody other than Kane scores, it will definitely alleviate some of that, worry about that.
What's your opinion on the summer business we've done and maybe how we're shaping up into the season, what we think we can potentially achieve with what we've done?
I'm definitely happy with the summer signings we've made so far. I honestly think the only other one we'd need to make is a central attacking midfielder. Conte proved it that he ended up relying on Eriksen, even though he doesn't really use a 10. He ended up using Eriksen quite a lot in that title-winning run with Inter Milan. So if it's Zaniolo, if it's Madison, if it's somebody else, somebody that we could use against those teams that are going to sit back and ask us to press our ideas on them.
So what do you think we can achieve this season?
I'm honestly hoping for a third place finish and a cup, hopefully a Carabao Cup. FA Cup is a bit of a dream given how Pep and Klopp definitely prioritize those, given that De Bruyne and all those sort of players play in the early rounds. So that straight after the World Cup, if we end up winning that Carabao Cup and then getting the monkey off our back, so then the Arsenal and Chelsea fans can no longer say we don't have a cup anymore.
Yeah. What, you talking about the Walter Tull Trophy ain't gonna sit with you?
No, definitely not. You could see all the players, Laurie and everybody, they weren't excited at all when they picked up that trophy. It was more like when you win that participation trophy, they're like, I just want to get inside. I'm not sure if the rain had anything to do with that as well, but it just seemed like they're like, let's just get back in the dressing room.
All right, and just before we let you go, what's your score prediction for the game tomorrow?
Score prediction 2 or 3-0. That would definitely.
You can't sit on the fence. You got to give us 1, 2 or 3.
3-0, but then I'm also going to add a bonus 1-0 Crystal Palace win today as well. So I'm going to be hoping for that.
Lovely. That's what we love to hear. Thank you so much for coming on today, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. All right, another really good call. Let's move on, and we've got Josh from Spurs Debate TV. Let's hope he's got the samosas ready. You got the samosas ready for this weekend, Josh?
Yes, boys. What's going on?
I think you've got a little bit of a lag, Josh. I'm not sure what's going on.
A bit of a lag. It's a bit of a lag, lad. A bit of a lag. Can you hear me now?
You're moving in like slow motion.
Yeah? Am I?
That's better.
You know what? This is how Tangy runs. With the McDonald's. Anyways, I can hear you guys, man. Hope you're good. Hope you had a good summer.
Very good summer. What about you?
Big up the Israeli trip, man. I was watching that. And yeah, you guys there with your beach bodies out, you know.
Beach body
giving
ready.
Exactly. All the guys on the
Beach
beach
body ready,
were
man.
getting jealous with our bodies that were on show.
I was gonna say, man, it was like watching Baywatch, man. But, yeah, just
So
a
Josh,
slightly different version of it. But now it's all good, man.
Josh, tell me about. So look, the season starts tomorrow. How excited are you for the beginning for this new upcoming season?
Yeah, look, you know what? I think looking at the first few games, you know, we got Chelsea obviously as well. I think if we take 3 points tomorrow, it sets us up nicely. If we, you know, put in a good performance, that's what I'm looking for, is a good performance tomorrow. I'm not, you know, I'll take a 1-0, but I want Spurs to kind of hit the ground running. I want Kulusevski back on form. I don't.
Oh, it might have gone.
Yeah, I think your internet is giving up on you, Josh. Unfortunately,
Disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah, if you try that, maybe connect with your phone or something, because it seemed okay when you're in the back end on your phone. It seemed much more clear as well. But let's go to our next guest, and we'll try get Josh back on. And he goes by the name of Jules. How you doing, Jules?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Nice. How you doing? Yeah. Sorry. Can you see me as well?
There you go.
That's a bit
How
better.
you
That's a
doing?
bit better.
Your beautiful face.
How's it going? Yeah, nice to see you again. I called, I think it was like a few months ago when we were still in the season, and we were that was just after the Brentford game. No, just after we lost to Burnley, and we were in a real state, and everyone was, we were in beyond a state, and yeah, just thinking back to those times and where we are now.
Yeah.
Well, where are we now, Jules? Tell me. Where do you think we are?
Where are we? Yeah, I think we it's Spurs, isn't it? Like, it's Spurs. It's always an unknown. Absolutely, always an unknown. I think we still need an attacking midfielder. We're still a little bit hazy when it comes to teams who are going to sit back. We still kind of need a really classy centre half, like Romero, someone in that ilk. And other than that, I think we're getting there, you know. I think there's a chance. I was just thinking about it. No one seems to float with the idea that Harry Kane's got number 10 on his back. Could he play deeper? And could they play Richarlison as well? That's something that I wonder tactically if we'll see at some point. We probably will. And
as in what? In a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2? What are you thinking?
I think, you know, something where, you know, maybe to place in more like that deep lying, just sort of the link between midfield and attack. Because he always plays deep anyway, naturally. He always wants to.
So if you do play Richarlison, if you do play Richarlison in Kane's position, who do you take out for Harry Kane?
Well, you play Kane, you play the four of them. So what I'm getting at is you play four of them, and then you play a deep lying. We've got deep lying midfielders now, several of them. So if you play with those midfielders protecting, is there room for that kind of tactical arrangement? I'm just wondering if that's something that has ever crossed anyone else's mind. Because Kane, as he gets older, he wants to. Although obviously we know he's a striker, but he's got number 10 on his back, and he loves dropping deep. Richarlison is one of those players who's more like a forward. We put number 9 on his back and say he's a striker, but I'm not sure he's a striker. He can play any role, but yeah. So anyway, it's interesting. Could they play all four of them? And that would be goals, right?
Yeah,
that would be nice. It would be definitely nice to watch. It'll be maybe a bit of a throwback to the Ozzy Ardiles days.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just with a bit more.
I just
quality.
wonder if Kane, because you know some players like Rooney, in their later career they drop deeper.
Yeah.
Just wondering if something like that could happen with Kane, because we were talking about it last year. He's basically a complete forward. and he's all over the pitch. I mean, he's defending, he's attacking, he's everywhere. It's not when he's really on his game, he's literally all over the pitch. Whether he could sustain that, I don't know. But anyway,
Jules, Conte was asked about the right wing back situation in his press conference, and the question was, how are you going to keep 3 wing backs happy challenging for one position? How are you going to solve that? And Conte responded saying, it's not about me keeping them happy, it's about them keeping me happy. How do you see the right wing back situation right now?
Yeah, I think Doherty had a spurt, suddenly became some sort of magician, some sort of world-class magician, the likes we haven't seen before, playing for Tottenham at least. But so I doubt he can keep that up. And we potentially do need another classy, if we can get another classy right wing back. Funnily enough, we're in the market for a left back, it seems, with this youngster, which is odd. I think he's one for the future again, but you've got to trust in what Conte thinks. Like, he's the man who's calling the shots, finally, it seems. You'd hope. And if he believes in these players, then he knows what he's doing. If there's anyone who knows what he's doing, it's that guy.
Damn right.
I feel like we should put our faith in this. In whatever squad we have when he come out, he seems happy, he seems relaxed, and I feel like it's, we may have concerns over people like Doherty, and also Skip's injured again, which is disappointing. If we can overcome those kinds of concerns, I feel like we're in good hands with the Italian mafia.
Yeah, I completely agree. What's your score prediction for the weekend?
God. All right, let's go for... I've got season ticket, but I can't make it. I've got East stand up right on the halfway line, which is quite incredible. Really lucky to get those.
Nice.
I can't make it tomorrow, but I think we're gonna get. I reckon I'm gonna go for a high scoring game. We're going to be solid in defence, though. I'm going to go put the neck out for a 4-0.
4-0. Wow, everyone's going big this weekend.
You know what that means?
We're going to lose.
0-1.
Always happens.
0-1. Sit back, not break them down.
90th minute, Ward-Prowse.
And it was the same when we played Southampton last year. Everyone must have called in going 3-0, 4-0, and then we ended up losing 3-2. But Jules, thank you so much for coming on today, my friend, and hopefully we'll get to hear from you soon.
Nice one, Jules.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
All right.
Let's try Josh again, see if his connection has got any better.
Guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's still a bit laggy, but we'll try it. We'll try it. You just completely froze last time.
Cool.
But what? Yeah, do you want to just go for it and tell us what you want to say?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at these fixtures for the first few games, and I seriously think we could be top of the league by the end of the month. Because bar Chelsea away, which is next Sunday, we ain't really got a difficult fixture list to start with, have we? If you look at it, Southampton home, Chelsea away, which I think we can do them because of the crap they're in and the transition they're in, and then Wolves at home, Forest away, 28th of August. We could be sitting here top of the league, guys. And then after that, we've got West Ham away, and then the Champions League kicks in, the group stages. Yeah. So this is why the start is so important, because if we won in the Champions League, you're looking at it, Europa League, bit like the scum across the road, and you're looking at them crappy teams, and you're thinking, you know what, we can maybe draw a couple and still get away with it. But September's going to be mad, because we don't even know what kind of group we're going to get. So for me, these first 4 games are, come on, man, Spurs top of the league. Beat Southampton, beat Chelsea away. It's not as scary as it once was under the Abramovich era. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of players that won out. He doesn't even know he doesn't even know his first 11, whereas Conte does. So I think, guys, we should be optimistic, man. And I'm saying this now, man. I would not be surprised if Spurs are sitting joint top of the league in 4 weeks after beating Forest away, and that will be the perfect start, man.
Josh, with Conte's history in his career, he's taken Juventus from 7th to 1st in a season. He's taken Chelsea from 10th to 1st. He's taken Inter Milan from 4th to 1st. What do you reckon he's looking at this season? Do you reckon he's thinking, I really want to, he's going to go and try and win the league? Or do you think he's like, all right, we'll try and consolidate our position and then maybe next season have a good go at it?
I reckon Conte is a man that truly believes in himself, and that's why the players perform the way they do, because of his character in the dressing room. I don't know if you guys have been watching All or Nothing, but it's not very inspiring. So you watch, I watched all 3 yesterday, and I'm sitting there and he's a bit of a wet blanket. And the good thing about All or Nothing is it gives you an idea of how managers treat their players. And he's a bit, like I say, a bit of a wet blanket, a bit emotional. Conte is very different. You can see Conte busting balls properly, and I feel like the character of Conte is what the players will embody this season, because now he's nearly had coming up to a year. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, is that grit and that Conte-ness, or Conteism, or whatever you want to call it, traveling, in and out, the players and the new players getting up to speed with that. So I think Conte will want us compete with second guys, first and second. So a lot of people, I've been listening to a lot of fans on my channel. I put a few fan cams up yesterday, and a lot of people said we're going to finish 3rd or 4th. Listen, if you look at Liverpool's first 11 and Tottenham's first 11, is there much in it? Now is there much in it? Darwin still has to acclimatise to the league, let alone Liverpool system. Haaland the same, obviously. Okay, listen, in my opinion, City are a notch above. They're just a notch above slightly. But there isn't that much in it. If Haaland and Nunes don't hit the ground running, Spurs could be there. This season, by Christmas, we could be up there challenging within a few points of those two teams. So I think Conte will be saying to his players, there's no reason why you can't win the league. I mean, why wouldn't you set your goals that high? Why would you set your goals at 3rd? Why would Conte even bother messing around saying, let's just finish top 4? Surely he's got to say to the likes of Kane, Son, Perisic, Lloris, Romero, we've got the spine to compete with any of these teams, City or Liverpool. My only worry is, guys, is the Champions League distraction. And it's a lovely distraction to have, and we want it because it brings us experience, know-how, money. It's got so many advantages. But we've been out the Champions League, so balancing the Wednesday, Tuesday, Saturday is going to be either unders us this season, or is going to propel us by beating a Champions League team on Wednesday and then smashing like a mid-table team on the weekend. Because I've got no problems with beating the bigger teams, because they open up and we can play the Harry Kane Son football. But it's those mid-table teams on a Saturday, like your Southamptons, like your, I say, West Ham or Wolves, or, these sort of teams that are very they've had the whole week to plan and prepare, and they're designed to just get a draw, and they're happy with a draw. And that's why I think Liverpool and City have the experience and the know-how. But we'll see what happens, man. I think we'll be going for the league, guys. I really do.
I was reading this article before about the style of football that teams currently play in the Premier League, and apparently it's now the first. They did like an analysis of the last 10 years of Premier League football and who kind of, in terms of build-up, plays in what style. And about 5 years ago, the Premier League had about 10 teams that played long ball football from the back. And now, in this season's Premier League, it's the first season where no team is going to be playing long ball football. Every team likes to build from the back traditionally, in terms of how they play. How do you think that will help or hinder Spurs and Conte going into the season? Do you think it will help us that teams are going to more try and play football against us rather than these teams trying to defend? Or do you think that with us being maybe a team who have a very solid defence, although we do play good football, do you think maybe we need to play more like Liverpool and City to really challenge?
I think, look, against the bigger teams, we can play the football because both teams want to go for the win. So there's space on both sides of the halves to express yourself. But what we see Liverpool and City do really well is win against the low blocks, which is where we've struggled historically, especially the last few seasons. The second thing where we've struggled is set pieces. Corners have been a problem for Spurs, taking them and conceding from them. So I'm 100% sure the set piece coach, Gianno Vio, is going to be introducing a little bit more of a set piece way of playing. So if we get a free kick, are we going to do a City and just pass it to the left or right? Or are we going to do a Gianni Vio and do some sort of indirect free kick, have a back post runner? I mean, he's got over 1,000 ways to do set pieces. This guy's known for what he does. So I think this season what we're going to see is the Conte football, which is fast down the wings and service into those front three. I think we're also going to see better set pieces from Spurs this season in terms of defending and attacking set pieces as well, getting more goals from set pieces. But in terms of the fancy slick football, guys, I'm sure it's going to improve because the quality of personnel has improved. And when you improve the quality of technicians on the pitch and tactics, you can be like more tactical because the likes of Perisic are better than Sessegnon. The likes of Richarlison will come on and be better than a Lucas Moura or a Bergwijn once was. So I think we're going to see a bit of everything there, guys. I think we're going to see more carpet football, more beautiful football, champagne football. But I think watch out for the set pieces. And that's what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow, because the last thing I want to see is that corner go in and Southampton clear it on the first header, Who's going to be our set piece taker? Who's going to be our free kick taker? Is it time Sonny takes free kicks? He takes the corners, and he's shown with South Korea, he can put a free kick in the postage stamp. So expect all-round improvements, guys. And people are fearing us out there. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool and City are looking over their shoulders at Tottenham. I don't think they're quite looking over their shoulders at Chelsea anymore. The tables have turned.
Yeah, I agree. I can hear myself now. One sec. Sorry, one sec, Josh.
That's all right, mate. Just one thing, though, I will say is the right wing-back side of the pitch is where we lack a real killer of a player. So where Kulu's shown that killer instinct, I want to see that right wing-back position sorted out. So whether it's Doherty and Emerson combining with Lucas Moura, supplementing them, I want Conte to really use that three there, the Doherty, Emerson and Moura, to really give us that balance on the right, because I believe on the left Perisic is going to cause damage. But the right is where I worry, guys. And service from the right is we can't rely on Kulusevski to keep doing what he's doing to put it on his left and bang it in every time. So I want to see that right wing back position improve. If that position improves and Perisic stays fit, and we keep our main players fit, get excited, Tottenham fans, because we're almost looking at a complete side now, man. And there's very few areas of the side where you look at and go, actually, you know what? Liverpool and City don't really have much on us when you look at the first 11s. So I just think what an exciting time, man! What an amazing time, and what a beautiful period of we've got ahead of us. Hopefully, fingers crossed, don't want to get ahead of it.
What's your prediction then for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm going. I think we're gonna win 3-0. And I think it's going to be a bit rusty, guys, but I just think the quality is going to outdo them. So Kane, Son, Perisic, and Kulusevski, I think will deliver. And tomorrow, I think tomorrow we'll be kicking off, whatever. But come Saturday evening, I think a lot of Tottenham fans are going to be excited on what they're going to see tomorrow. And that takes us into Chelsea. We have to beat Chelsea. We beat Chelsea, and suddenly, I know it's only 2 games into the season, and now everyone's talking about Spurs being title contenders, because the hype of pre-season is gone now. It's all about doing it, on match day. And if we beat Southampton and we beat Chelsea, let's go, man. Who knows? The year don't end in 1, but it could be the 1, man. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope we're all eating samosas tomorrow. Big up, Josh. Thanks for coming on, my friend, and we'll speak to you next time.
Boy. Good to see you again. Take care.
Nice
Good to see you, brother. Big up, Josh. Big up, Josh. Who have we got next in the back end? Oh, look who it is. It's Bobby K. 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 Big up, Bobby. How you doing, brother?
And I love that Canada flag.
Fantastic, buddy. Fantastic. You like this Canada flag? This is the logo.
The best one.
Well, then, if you like that, you'll like what just came in the mail yesterday, and it will be there in January. And we'll take some pictures with you as well, boys. Not to worry. But I was hoping, I got this yesterday from this place in China, and I just wanted something to see when we get over to the game. Hopefully, we can get some autographs. So check this thing out.
Go on. Brilliant.
That is
I
brilliant.
love it.
That is
Absolutely
brilliant.
love it. There should be a petition. Well, you can't hear us. He doesn't have his headphones in.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Oh,
you.
you can hear us. You can hear us.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
can hear
you should get a petition to change the Canada flag. No more red.
You know what? I tried that already, and somebody came back and said, "You know what? You're already too demanding as it is. You know, you want lower taxes." And then I want. I'm trying to claim Indian status, and they're giving me a hard time about that, saying you have to be a native, and you know. So the rules in this country, I tell you. You know,
That's the worst one. A red flag, a red Canadian flag. That's the worst of them all.
You know what though? But sometimes you have to make sacrifices for your country.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Josh, the Tottenham guy, for taking the red away. How you doing, fellas? You are back in England.
Back in England,
Made it.
finally, we made it back home.
Made it back to home soil. So I'm sure you weren't too heartbroken about having to spend a few more days in the heat.
Oh, it was
in the pools and.
It was so hard being on the beach every day. It really was hard work.
I could see from
when
here
cloudy
that,
London was waiting for us, it was difficult to stay away.
I have a feeling Sim was being a little bit sarcastic there.
No chance.
Nah, never. Sim's never sarcastic.
Never at all. How you feeling, boys? Kick off.
I know. Run me through your thoughts, Bobby K. Big game this weekend. You know, what do you think we can actually achieve this season?
Honestly, realistically, or my mad, deluded, positive self?
The mad deluded.
Whichever one you want. Whichever.
Positive self. First, baby. FA Cup, baby. He's not successful with Europe, so I'm gonna throw a B in the bonnet here just for fun. I'm gonna say let's drop out of the CL and go win the Europa League instead, just so we can have 3 trophies and get a treble up this year, and we still qualify for Champions League just through that automatic. Oh no, we're gonna win first. Sorry, we're gonna win the league, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, so we'll take first. We'll take the FA Cup, and I'll take the Europa Cup. Just to find out, because you know, obviously I like everything in threes here. So we are the 3 Spurs boys, baby, and there's 3 of us here now, right? So I'm optimistic only because with what we had and what we achieved last year, we only can set our sights higher, and that's what Conte traditionally does. He always sets his sights higher. So let's just get in there, baby. Let's get tomorrow going. You guys are going to the game, right?
One of us will be going to the game, yeah.
One of you is going to the game, so you know, then the other one has to just make enough noise to support the one that's missing, right? That's just
exactly. That's the way it goes,
right? That's just the way it goes. I have a feeling you'll have a few people joining you in the stadium tomorrow that might be making a little bit of noise too, right?
Just a few, 60,000 other people.
60,000, okay, that should be enough.
60, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit of noise. No, but the way we ended everything off, we ended on a high. We've just got to ride that high still, boys. So as long as we keep our momentum, keep our positivity, keep our team playing good football. You know, there's times we struggled with the low block and everything. We've got options now that we can change the game around. There's the 5 sub rule coming in as well now. So we're still a few players away from really being up that level we want to go up, but I think we've made great additions. I think we've got players in that are going to challenge for starting spots, and I'm really hopeful. I'm really. It's been a long time since I've been this excited for kickoff. Really long time. You know, like last year we kicked off with
It's crazy how different a year makes, isn't it? It's crazy.
Bad. It is, and. Yeah, I got behind Nuno at the beginning as well. Like I do get behind every player that we bring in and every manager that we bring in, regardless of what I truly think about them. But that was just bad, man. That was some dark time. I thought we went back into the 90s for a second there, and all of a sudden Levy was gonna do a Scooby-Doo thing and pull off the mask and hello, there's Mr. Sugar.
Hi.
So yeah. Sorry.
How are you feeling about the game tomorrow then? You know, Southampton at home. We lost at home to them last season. Do you feel it's a good place to start the season? Is it a good game for the season to begin with, or do you think it could be a bit of a test?
This is Tottenham, so at the end of the day, every game is a bit of a test for us, only because we like to do that to ourselves. It's never the competition. It's the way we, for some reason, come in and there's something happens with our mentality, something happens with our setup, something happens with our team formation, the chemistry. Something always goes off against these games, these teams that we should be winning again. On paper, we should always be winning these games. I don't think that that's going to be fear now because Conte's had the preseason to work with them. The majority of the team is still together, and all we've had is additions that improve the squad. So I really think this is the time that the Spursy kind of title can be shaken away and finally washed away from us. And I think he's going to have our team prepared. I think they're going to be ready. I think the fans are going to be the 12th man. They're going to fire everybody up. These new boys coming out of the tunnel are going to feed off that energy in the stadium that you guys are going to bring. And they're going to be pumped up. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be amped for it. I don't really care about the preseason and everything, the goals that we did concede in preseason. And yeah, they were, I think, Romo was the set piece goal. There was one against that the South Korean all-star team thing. Sevilla's goal I didn't see. How was that, an open play goal, or was that do you guys remember that one? Or
It was a shot from the edge of the area, the Sevilla goal.
Okay, so that wasn't a set piece. But we need a set piece, somebody in there, one big bastard basically to head the ball out every time it's coming in there. That's all I want to see. And we need somebody that's gonna to get our free kicks in, like you already said, like Samosa Man was touching on already. We don't want to see our corners being sent right back out after their first man as well. So we got to. Those are the two things that we really need to address. But if we can get one center back, Dyer's the only one on the team sheet that doesn't have a second name behind him. If we can get that one powerhouse back there, if we can get Skriniar or Milenkovic back there, I think we're going to, or Guardiola even, I think we've done very, very well in terms of our transfer window and showing our ambition as a football club to finally actually want to support the football team and the footballing end of things instead of just these property management things and concerts and everything like that. It's nice to see that Conte reminded this board that they own a football club and this is what's required to run a football club. We're not the finished article. We all know that. We still need a few more pieces in the puzzle, but I'm very positive with the way things have gone, and I think tomorrow we're going to come out guns blazing. We need to come out guns blazing. This, God forbid, we draw or lose tomorrow, it's going to be the wheels come off right away. We're going to have our fan base become so toxic immediately, it's not even going to be funny. We're all going to be, that's the same thing as last year, and leave me out. No. Come on, guys. You know what I mean? We got to. This is it. We've got to step us up as a football club, and these guys need to be held accountable for what they do now. And there's no more justification to losing to teams that we should be beating if we're gonna consider ourselves a top tier club. We've got everything in place, boys. The stadium is first class. Training facilities are first class. Our manager is first class. Our board, okay, so our manager is first class. Everything around us that's surrounding us, all the elements that we've put around the football club are top tier. So a lot of our players would be considered top tier. They would walk into most starting 11s around the world. But we still are players away from making sure that entire top 11 is top tier, which is what essentially you need, especially when you're competing in 4 different competitions. And I want to compete in all 4 competitions. I don't want to see us sacrificing the Carabao Cup because we've got a league game coming, or we're sacrificing an FA Cup game because we've got a Champions League game coming and stuff. So we need to make sure that the players, the biggest thing I think Conte is going to have an issue with is getting these players to understand what rotation is, and Harry Kane understanding that you're not going to play 90 minutes for 57 games this year. You're going to be pulled off. You're going to be pulled off a half hour early and stuff. So I'm hoping that he comes off and is a professional about it, because these are things that our players are not used to. They're not used to having to be pulled off early and saved for games and stuff, because we've had a certain core that we've just drained completely because we haven't had the bench to support the core. So let's see what happens with that, guys. But I'm pumped. I'm excited. 3-0 the Spurs. we're going to get this done. Not to worry. JWP is going to be their only threat, and Kyle Walker-Peters. There's that new kid from Rangers that I know Kuvo is touching on already. That might be a little bit of a fear. But they lost their striker. They sold him. They don't have a focal point. We should be able to. Our defenders should be able to shut down what they have, and our midfielders should be able to set up a nice little wall right in front of our defenders to make sure they don't break down from 35 or 40 yards out.
All right, big up, Bobby K. Big up, big up, big up. Are you going to the Scotland Yard to watch the game tomorrow?
I will be sitting beside your dear friend, Mr. Brian Daigle, and your other dear friend, Mr. Ireland. And what I'll do is put myself right in the middle of them, so I can be between the two Brians, and I can have the two Brians. I can have a Brian sandwich, and then we can scream and yell together. Yeah, me and the boys will be down there, buddy. Can't wait to get over there. And like I said, January, the tickets are booked, so we will be coming to see you guys in January for sure.
Nice.
And I cannot wait to get over to my first game and take the kids to their first game properly. So, yeah, this is good. This is exciting, man. This is exciting. I'm just, it's
Looking-
don't mess it up for me, guys. Not you guys.
Are you gonna touch the famous chicken stain when you see Brian tomorrow?
I'm the reason the stain is there. I paid for those wings. So, I take partial responsibility for that shirt even being created and coming into the Tottenham community. So what we do is, instead of rubbing the chicken stain, because it's a real kind of, it's a little bit lower and it's a little bit, me and Brian are tight, but not that tight. I rub his head for luck. Yeah,
Brilliant.
I start at the top there. I start at the top. What about you boys? So you guys are, one of you is going to the game for sure. The other one's doing the watch along, then?
Exactly, yeah. Brains McLeod will be on the watch along with one of us.
Oh, Brains is coming back. Nice, man. I haven't seen him in ages. Love Brains. He's great. He's fantastic. Some of the stuff he comes up with, where it comes from, man. It's just fantastic. Really, I don't know where he comes from. He's so creative, so creative. But
Yeah,
now, guys,
is.
really, really good to see you. Let's kick this season off with 3 points tomorrow. Let's get going here. Let's get the ball rolling properly. Let's get it. Our fan base. Let's feed our fan base the energy that we need to
Come
get to the
on.
season, man. We need to get this, man. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Now we need to. We're gonna get it done, baby. We're gonna get it done tomorrow. We're gonna go to Stamford Bridge, ready to lay a smackdown. Tuchel's not gonna know what hit him, because they're still gonna be like, oh, who are we signing? Are we signing people? And are we overpaying for players still? And yeah, so they're gonna buy 19 left wing backs and have no central defenders. We'll be able to tear through them as well. So big win coming at Stamford Bridge the week after as well. But yeah, this is it, boys. This is the season we really, really need to get behind our football club and hope that this is the start of something really, really big for us to come, for the club to come. And yeah, it's going to be wicked, man. It's going to be wicked.
Exactly, Bobby. This is the season to be jolly. Let's do it. Thank you, Bobby. Thanks for coming on, and we'll speak to you next time.
Thanks for having me, boys. Have a great day. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs.
Nice one.
All right, that's Bobby K. We've got a few new members to say welcome to. Dr. Mangani, welcome to Silver. Stompbox Global, welcome to Gold. Ivan D, I think that was the last caller. Welcome to Silver. And also a couple of super chats. First one from Faz Radfar, and he says, why does Conte not tell Kane not to take free kicks? It's a good question.
Maybe he has, and Kane doesn't listen. I wouldn't be surprised.
And we've got a super chat from my grandpa, Brian Churnett, and he says,
Yes, Grandpa.
very excited to let the Italian job take us to the top. And he's going to be in the stadium tomorrow, so we can't lose tomorrow, can we?
Exactly. Not if Grandpa's watching. With that positive energy, no chance we drop points.
But good to hear from you, Grandpa, that's for sure. And I was actually thinking, like, the first 3 games of the season that we've got this year, we actually lost all 3 last year. Wolves at home, Southampton at home, and Chelsea away.
Yeah, lost all pretty badly.
So if we can get the season off to a good start with 3 wins from 3, you're already talking about 9 points better off than we were last season.
Which is unbelievable. And also, you know, I think we have, in terms of away fixtures, we've got a very difficult start. So if we can get some decent results early on and put ourselves in a good position, it could really set us up nicely for the second half of the season.
Definitely. Is there any more guests? No. All right. So that is it from us today. Just to let you know what's coming up later. You've got your predicted lineup. You've got a Tottenham update. And at 10:30 as well, we'll be releasing the embargoed section from Antonio Conte's press conference. So keep an eye out for that. And a reminder, if you want to join our FPL League, the code is in the comment section below. If that doesn't work, we also got the links on our socials as well on Twitter. And also, please do come and join us in our BetMate League. All the codes for the free £5 for the league and a link to download the app is in the description below. So come and join us. It's going to be a big weekend of football. The Premier League is finally back, people. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.